So Raven, thank you so much for joining me.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. So to get things kicked off, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a current junior. I'm a family consumer science education major. I'm trying to fit Spanish in there somehow. That's not working for me. I'm an RA over in Green Campus, and I'm from Northern Kentucky.
Cool. So what brought you to EKU?
I just wanted to get away from home. I mean, it was really hard at first to, because me and my mom were really close, and so it was really hard to, not be close all the time, but I think she was just kind of she was the one who was like, you need to go.
Yeah.
You need to kind of fly and do what you need to do.
For sure.
I've always wanted to leave Northern Kentucky, so I came here, I fell in love with the campus, and I was like, this is the one.
Yeah. You are not only here because of, things that you've done on and around campus, but also because you're a diversity office scholar. So what are some of the ways that the diversity office has kind of helped you along in your college career?
I just think connecting with people, because when I came to Eastern, it was a very predominantly white campus, and I was very okay, I'm biracial. My mom is white, and my dad is from Mexico City, so I was kind of I don't know what to do, I don't know where I fit in, and so my mom was apply for these scholarships. So I started applying, and then I actually found out that Dr. Ford was the chief of diversity, and he was previously my education professor.
Oh, cool.
He was the one who kept me in the education program. He was my saving grace, because I was I'm done, I can't do this, and then I applied for this, and I've met so many amazing people, and I've had so many opportunities. I would have never been able to go meet the Shelgrens, and I would have never went into the museum. A lot of the things that I would have done here, I never would have got to done if I wasn't.
For sure.
And so it's really helped me connect with people and also kind of get over myself. I'm kind of shy at first, and I'm very distant. And so this is Raven, you've got to talk. You've got to do something.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, it's kept me busy. It's kept me out of trouble. But that's why I'm here.
Because you would have gotten into a lot of trouble, if you weren't a part of
I'm a troublemaker.
The scholarship
really
program. Yeah, for sure. We sat down last week and had lunch with President Benson, along with some of the scholars from the diversity office. And you brought up something that I thought was really cool. You're trying to get a student organization, an RSO, kickstarted on campus. Talk a little bit about that.
So the idea came about probably a year ago, and there was a bunch of girls who were kind of we want to be involved on campus, we just don't know how. And so a lot of us have tried the NPHC organizations, and we were kind of okay, we like it, but we don't really feel not necessarily we have what it takes, but we don't have that kind of mentality. It's a very empowering mentality, and we all are still, so a lot of us have the same characteristics. We're very shy and very not to ourselves unless we're with people we know, and that kind of brings it out of you, and I think a lot of us were not prepared for that. And then we went into the Panhellenic, and we were all we don't fit in here either. It's just kind of wherever we go, we were at a loss.
Yeah.
And so a lot of us did, want to go into the MPH organizations, and then we kind of found out that there's more of us. And so we were okay, this is something we can potentially start on campus. What does it take to bring something to campus?
Right.
We looked into sororities, different organizations, and we were kind of okay, well, maybe we'll think about it. And then we were just you know what? Let's start our own.
Start your own.
Yeah. Why don't we
exactly.
start our own? Why did no one think of this? So we are currently trying to kickstart FEMS, Females Empowering Multicultural Success. So
it's the coolest thing.
I'm
I'm so excited to see that it's happening.
I'm hoping that it's happening. We get the word back by the end of this week. So
awesome.
We really want to work with women like us, women who are extremely shy on campus and very not involved. They want to be involved, but you just don't know how to.
Sure, yeah.
Especially with, all the organizations on this campus, it's really hard to find out where you fit in. And so we were kind of okay, well, number one, we all really got over ourselves once we started connecting. And okay, we have this in common, we have this in common. A lot of us are in LSA, the Latino Student Association. So we kind of just had this instant bond. And FEMS was brought up. And so the whole point of there's a lot of points to it, but the whole purpose of it is just to get people involved, and especially women who feel they don't have that support on this campus to, kind of get involved and even set a pathway for them. Okay, well, I've decided, I do want to do an NPH organization, or, I've decided I want to start my own organization, things like that.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of getting people out there and getting them involved and, really kind of setting a pathway.
And I think, too, it's really cool and important that you're starting this yourself. It's not, it's not a professor.
Yeah.
It's not, a dean of a college that's getting this started up. You're taking the initiative, and so is everybody else that is helping you out with it. And I think that's a good way, too, to show people that you do have a voice on campus. You do have the opportunities. You just have to, you just have to go for it.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it yourself. If you want it done, you got to do it yourself.
So you said in your intro that you're also an RA. Talk a little bit about what being an RA has been like for you.
It's been wild. I love my job. I love my job with my whole heart.
Sure.
And it has been a crazy ride, and I have been so blessed to have the opportunity because a lot of people don't. I work with a lot of upperclassmen because I'm in Grand Campus. So there's not any freshmen, a lot of juniors and seniors, a few sophomores here and there, but a lot of juniors and seniors. And I feel like I can relate to them because I'm in that same stage. I'm in the stage where, oh my God, I graduate in a year.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit the big girl world. Like, I've got to
sure.
figure it out. And so they're very independent, and they're not reliant on me at all, which sometimes I wish, because I was in Telford my first year. And so they were kind of like, oh, help me. And then I come over to Grand Campus, and it's like, I don't need you. Like, I know my way around. So it's a whole different world. But it's been really fun, and I've met a lot of amazing people through it, and it's really gotten me out of my shell and extremely involved.
Yeah. What led you to wanting to be an RA?
Me and my mom have always had this game plan since I was like a junior or senior. Once I really got everything together, my mom was like, this is the path that you need to take. And I had no idea what an RA was.
Sure.
I was like, what are you talking about? What is this?
It's not something that anybody explains to you in high school.
No, you don't. Until you're in college, you're like, there's somebody watching? Like, I thought I got away from that. But my mom just kind of told me, this is going to be your life plan. And I was like, I like that. Like, I'm okay with it. I'm content. So I changed a few things, but, it's always been something that I'm like, I've always felt not alone, but I felt kind of singled out in a way because the town I come from, no one looks like me. There's not a lot of minorities in that town at all.
Yeah.
Unless you go to Cincinnati, and that's where I'm like, okay, I fit in. But my freshman year, I kind of went through that, and I was like, I don't have anyone to relate to, especially because when I came here, it was a cultural difference. Like, it was just a culture shock. I didn't realize that there were a lot of Latinos on campus and a lot more minorities, so I was very like, this is amazing. Like, I'm around people that understand my struggles, and I got a lot of support from a lot of people who were like, I don't understand your struggles, but like, I'm here with you.
Right.
And I felt like, I should have depended more on my RA for that, and I didn't, and I kind of regret that because I feel like they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
And then once I figured that out, I was like, okay, this is something I do need to do because I want to be that person that people need.
Right.
And so, learn from my struggles, take it, So, yeah, that's kind of what happened with it.
Good deal. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out and talking.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.